Welcome back to Indiana Diecast Racing and the continuing action of the Final Fantasy Fracas. Today we've got groups 4 and 5 of the second round. Leading off for Group 4, it's Messy Mike in one of 7 remaining entries from Dogtown Racing in his Fandango that he drove to a near-perfect 15-point victory way back in the first half of Round 1. From DRT3K, we've got Joe C., one of 6 remaining team drivers in his Hoverstorm. Joe took second behind the A-Team's Hutch in Round 1. Dubious Diecast, who's already lost 3 drivers this round, is looking to turn things around with Mummy Dust and her Astana Hado that placed second in her Round 1 group. And from Big Al's Custom Diecast, Bonnie advanced to Round 2 on the back of only 5 points, and that was after winning a runoff against Uncle Elvis Racing. So far this round, the favored drivers have advanced 4 out of 6 times. Group 4 favorites Mike and Joe start up front, Mummy and Bonnie in the back. Bonnie lags a bit as Messy Mike commands the lead early. Joe challenges in turn 2, but Mike stays out front. We've kind of lost Bonnie as the leaders enter the square. Mike rolls and recovers. They all seem to spin on the final straight, and lap 1 is Messy Mike, Joe C., Mummy Dust, and Bonnie. Lap 1 was pretty smooth except for Mike's wild half roll and recovery. And the boys lead the ladies after 1. Mummy Dust joins Messy Mike up front for lap 2 and a lot of M's. A closer start here and Mummy initially gets in front, but Mike is charging into turn 2 and Mummy Dust drops all the way back to 3rd. The same running order as lap 1, and this time Mike fully wipes out, and it's chaos in the final turn. Bonnie flies in front out of nowhere and collides with Joe, only managing to toss him across the line on what will be a horrible triple DNF. I think the ladies will have some words for Mike, as his wreck directly resulted in their DNFs. Mike is definitely fast, but his van doesn't seem to like turn 5, and this time he rolls the opposite direction and isn't able to get right side up. Bonnie, the only driver to avoid his wreck completely, but can't find the line around a floundering Joe C. Joe C. jumps out to a big 3-point lead at the halfway point. Bonnie assumes the pole, and she'll have to have a great second half to stand a chance at advancing. Bonnie and Joe off to a good start, and it looks like they may hold the advantage. No! Mummy and Mike whip around turn 2 to take the lead. Whoa, Mummy spins and gives up a double pass in Echo Base. Mike way out front as they round the square. Mike is slow. He just takes the lap ahead of Bonnie and Mummy Dust. Joe C. rolls in backwards for 4th. That was pretty wild as Mummy gets a push from Mike into the lead, then loses control in the snow of Hoth, climbs the wall and manages to keep running. Mike lets off the gas on the final straight, nearly allowing Bonnie to steal the victory. Mike ties it up with Joe C., and the ladies will be staring at a 4-point deficit heading into the final lap. Joe and Bonnie up front, Mike and Mummy in the back. They're off, and the boys blast off to a big lead. Bonnie and Mummy are going to have to hope for a miracle, because the boys are flying down the track. Joe C. takes lap 4. Messy Mike is second, Bonnie third, and Mummy Dust bounces down the final straight for 4th. The point's a little more lopsided than this really was, but Dogtown and DRT3K come away the winners. On to Group 5 with Bree Nanner from Filipiak Performance Diecast. She brought in 15 points in Round 1 in her Bulletproof for the team that advanced 7 of 8 drivers, only Umiko getting eliminated in the wildcard showdown. The second driver for DRT3K today, the indomitable M3, hits the track in his Frankenstein Batmobile, in which he won his Round 1 group with 11 points, despite a DNF. The winner of the first group of the entire tournament, Lone Star, represents Live Young Diecast in his 11-point Bifocal 2. And this just in, Indiana Diecast Racing's Blade Raider, driven by Sir Warwick Harrow, is unable to make it down the new track, so we've subbed in the twice-eliminated Remy 12 gauge from Flips Racing in his stretched custom auto. Some heavy hitters and cars on the track, Bree Nanner and Michael up front, Lone Star and Remy in the back. Bree Nanner out to the early lead. Oh, she has major trouble in turn 2, allowing M3 and Remy to blast on by. Michael drifts through turn 5. He pulls away from Remy 12 gauge and takes the win on lap 1. Bree claims third, and Lone Star gets hung up on the wall and will take a donut. Not exactly sure what happened, but clearly there's something about Bree Nanner's car that doesn't like that outside lane of turn 2. We'll get the track crew up there to check it out and make adjustments before the next group. DRT3K looking to put 2 through to round 3 today. Lone Star joins Bree Nanner up front for lap 2. Through the first crossover, and here comes Bree. She flies through turn 2 this time, and Lone Star hot on her heels. Lone Star closes as they come to the final straight, and it's Bree, Lone Star, Remy, and Michael. Now that was a great run, and that'll push Bree Nanner into the lead with 6, M3 and Remy 5, and Lone Star 3. Remy 12 gauge assumes the pole. This has been the most dangerous position for this rocket of a car. He takes off and comes out of turn 2 still in the lead. He clears the S, but he wrecks in turn 5. The entire group plows into him. It's chaos on the final straight, and Bree Nanner pushes through from the back. She will be the only driver to complete lap 3. That will have massive implications on the scoreboard. I had hoped Remy would be able to avoid his rollover issues with the new track pieces, but clearly turn 5 is now the most dangerous part of the track. Sure enough, Bree Nanner extends her lead so much that she clinches the group victory. Spot number 2 will come down to the final lap with only 2 points separating the remaining drivers. Michael and Remy share the front row, Lone Star at a disadvantage in the back outside. M3 takes the lead out of 1, and he looks like he may hold it. Bree with trouble in turn 2 again, and the race for second is on. Remy chases Michael, who gets loose. Michael pulls away, and he and his Batman cape will flutter into round 3. Ooh, Lone Star launches off the final straight as Bree Nanner flies in for third. Bree Nanner wins, and Michael Motorcycles survives round 2 on the back of 2 wins. There's the updated list of round 3 drivers. It's looking like 9 points will be needed to secure a spot. Congratulations to Joe C., Bree Nanner, Messy Mike, and Michael Motorcycle. This has been Jim D for Indiana Diecast Racing. Be sure to check in next time for more slightly above mediocre diecast racing and the continuing round 2 action of the Final Fantasy Fracas.